I always wanted to build something. I wanted to build something that was lasting. I, along with Joe Redden and Ron Seacrest, we decided we were going to start a new law firm. And I don't mind telling you, it was a scary enterprise. We started on January 19, 1992, and I still remember the pride I felt when we started the firm on that day. Once we started the law firm, every day was an exciting one. I would come to the office usually around 6:30 or 7 o'clock in the morning. I couldn't wait to get here. And I know for a fact that Joe Redden felt the same way, and Ron Seacrest felt the same way. In fact, it got to be kind of a contest as to see who got in first. All three of us had this shared vision of let's get to the office and let's get after it. Ron Seacrest never saw a case he didn't love. Joe Redden, I had recruited Joe out of law school. We were always very close friends. And then you had Kurt Webb, who was an associate at the time. And then you had Amy Murdoch, who was an associate at the time. And the rest is, as they say, history. One of the first challenges we had was getting enough money to support the new law firm. And so I went over to one of our banks and told them that I would like to borrow some money. And they, I guess, knew my reputation and said, "How much do you need?" And I said, "Well, I think $1 million. I figured I was going to reach for the stars. And they said, "Well, what collateral do you have?" And I said, "My signature." And the woman looked at me and she said, "How about $2 million?" Money started coming in within 30 days, and we never had to draw on that line of credit. Once you create your reputation, that's the reputation you have in the legal community. Here we are 30 years after we started the firm, and our vision has never changed. We want to do exceptional work. We want to hire exceptional people. We want to train those people better than anyone else, and we're going to go to the courthouse and win.
From early in my career, I saw what Beck Redden is and what Beck Redden does, and it was always the highest excellence in the practice of law for me.
One of the things that has distinguished Beck Redden is its ability to try cases.
After we started the firm, our first big case was the American Airlines antitrust case. Not only was the amount in controversy in excess of $1 billion, but also you had some of the best lawyers in the country involved. I think that the firm really benefited from that because it let others know that, hey, if you've got a big, tough, sophisticated case with good lawyers on the other side, these are some lawyers that can really do a good job for you.
One of the high-profile cases that we worked on and got a lot of attention was between Enterprise Products and Energy Transfer. It was a multi-billion-dollar potential at stake and came away with the client paying zero. That was a classic example of the trial lawyers and the appellate lawyers coordinating, of working with other firms and being able to go the distance.
I think Deepwater Horizon also exemplifies how our partnership works.
Most of the defendants would have maybe a dozen lawyers in the courtroom with 30 in a war room across the street. And we had 4 Beck Redden attorneys there who handled that case till our client was ultimately dismissed.
Was that not a bet the company case for the client?
It was totally bet the company.
The way that we represent our clients and the way we represent our profession absolutely stand out to me. It's why we've been able to stand the test of time, and it's why we're positioned going forward.
What I love the most about practicing here is the people, not just the lawyers. We could not do what we do without our excellent staff. And I really love that you get to work with people that you really care for and like.
We want to make sure that the people we're hiring are people of high ethical standards. If your purpose is to help people and solve problems, then go into the law practice. Sometimes it's more challenging than others. But at least I get a good feeling when I go home knowing that I've helped somebody.
What I find most fulfilling was a pro bono case for my old Sunday school teacher, where I was able to save his house from foreclosure. And it was the week right before Christmas. And I thought, I will remember this.
I really appreciate that this firm recognizes it's not just come here and make us money. It's make not only the legal profession better with your excellent work, but it's make the community around you better.
That starts at the top. David Beck has always sort of practiced that way, and that is passed down.
I think 30 years is just a testament to doing things right. 30 years ago, if you were in Houston, you were trying lawsuits in Houston. And now we try cases all over the country.
What's remarkable about it is that if you are just going to stay and not change, you can't grow. And Beck Redden has always been able to do that.
The firm has grown naturally. It's not forced. We started with 5. We're up into the 40s now.
What we have seen is the flourishing of so many other attorneys here. And it's really been exciting to see so many people really come into their own. That's why we can have confidence about the next 30 years.
There have been changes not just with our lawyers and adding more young, diverse lawyers, but we are really doing everything we can to improve the firm, and I hope we continue in the next 10, 20, 30 years.
One of the things that I would hope for our future is more diversity in our partnership and in our leadership.
That's something that makes all firms great, but Beck Redden especially. We practice well beyond the city limits, but we are a Houston firm, and Houston is a wonderful, amazing, diverse place. And I think Beck Redden will continue to represent the city well into the future.
This consistent, unwavering commitment to excellence, it's why we hire the people we do. It's why we continue to look to the future and how it is that we need to adapt and how it is that we need to change. That's the glue.
First word that comes to mind when I think about Beck Redden today is pride. When I go home at night, I leave with full awareness of what we've built, and that makes me very proud.